I switched positions and now I'm like sitting in my chair and I have my glasses on. But I wanted to give you guys just some advice that I wish somebody had given me when I was starting college, or if you're going back to college, is don't really listen to the counselors there. Colleges are a business. They're not really invested in your success as more as they are invested at keeping you there to get more of your money. So I would say find out what you need from your degree for your degree or your associate's degree or whatever, and find out the list of classes and how many credits you need and all the hoops that you have to jump through. So find that out from the counselor and get second opinions if you feel like that counselor wasn't really honest with you, and work towards it from there, and like check in with counselors to see how your degree is going, but don't listen to a lot of their advice. I had a counselor tell me my freshman year of college that all I needed to do was take 12 credits a term and I would be out of there within 2 years, which, if you do the math, if you need a 90 credit degree, 90 credits for a degree like I did, it's mathematically impossible to do that. So if you are like a full-time student and you don't work, and you can try and do as many classes as you possibly can. Now, I did 4 classes a term after I figured out that doing 3 classes wasn't really gonna get me anywhere. 1 extra class was gonna get me there a lot quicker because it gave me a more amount of credits than if I was taking 3 classes. So do like 16 credits a term if you can, if possible, or more, if you want to get done with your degree quickly. Because if you do 12, you're going to be there forever. I had to spend an extra year at my community college because the whole first year I only took 12 credits, and it didn't add up. So I had to take 4 classes for a whole year, and I found out in the middle of my second year that wasn't gonna figure it out. So I had to take 4 classes for half of my second year and then for my whole year. And I actually had to do a summer term too to try and graduate with being there for 3 years instead of spending 4 years there. So don't listen to them when they say that you can get by with 12 credits. What they mean is that if you're on financial aid, 12 credits is all you need. You need to have 12 credits and you need to pass 2/3 of your classes in order to be in good standing with financial aid. But if you only take 12 credits every term, you're never going to get out of there in a reasonable amount of time. Another piece of advice is try and joke with your teachers. If you're not in like a huge university where you have like tons of where there's like 100 people in your class, if you're in a community college like I was, try and be friends with your tutor, or not your tutors, your teachers, and try and make a little relationship with them, because then they're gonna be more likely to help you when you need it. If they have tutoring services at your college, like they had at mine, they had a resource center, go there. If it's free, go there. You got nothing to lose. It's going to help you a lot, especially if you're like an exchange student and you want help with English. That's what I did. I helped people with English there and made a lot of good friends. Get involved with clubs if you have time, because then you make a lot of good friends, and college is somewhat about networking. So if you find people that are interested in the same things as you, it's easier to network when you get out of college. So like if you're a film student, go to like the film club and network with other film students. That way when you get out of college, you have like a little networking of other film students that can help you. Or if you're like a design student or like a robotics student or whatever, pay attention to your syllabus and your due dates. And the way that I do it is I write it down in my planner, so I have a paper copy, and then I have a MacBook Pro that my uncle gave me for getting straight A's. It was his old MacBook Pro from like 2008, so don't think I'm too spoiled, but I am spoiled, but not like super like crazy spoiled, I guess. So I have the little like iCalendar, I think it's called, and I write down everything in there and I color code it. So do that so you know exactly when your things are due, and work on your things ahead of time. Don't wait till the last minute if possible. If you don't work and stuff like that, you've got nothing to do, keep track of your time. Like me, I have like 4-hour breaks in between my classes. So the way that I do it is during those 4-hour breaks, I don't just like mess around and watch YouTube cat videos. I use that time to get my work done. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a laptop with you when you go to school, which will make your life so much easier, just for taking notes or like doing Word documents. I was interrupted. What was I saying? Oh yeah, if you are lucky enough to have a laptop when you go to college, which will help you so much with taking notes or working on like a paper in between classes, get on your laptop and look at your like calendar if you have one on there, or your planner, and say, oh, okay, well, this is due in like a week and a half. I should start working on this now. That way you don't have to rush at the last minute. I mean, I've certainly done it. I've had teachers that will assign a paper on Monday that's like 5 pages and it'll be due Wednesday, and it'll feel like last minute because they assigned it so late, and then I'll like be working up until I have to drop it in the Dropbox online, and it's a really stressful feeling. So if you can, look at your syllabus. If they every teacher gives you a syllabus with a calendar in it, at least every professor that I've ever had has. So keep track of that and write it down and let yourself know and give yourself enough time to do that. Don't be afraid to ask for help. College is hard. You know, even community college was hard at sometimes, especially if you have weaknesses like me. My weakness is math. I'm really terrible at math, and I'm really shy about asking for help, but you're not going to learn it magically. You need to have somebody teach it to you, and, you know, find out what your resources are there. Like, my community college had, like, web classes, so they had a channel on YouTube with a bunch of classes, and they had, like, a math class that I was taking, but they had somebody explain it for people who were doing it online, so I could go back and watch that lesson over and over and over again until I figured it out. So that's pretty much all my advice for you now. If I have more, I'll add it on, but pretty much my biggest advice is don't listen to counselors, or at least one counselor, because I know it sounds really mean, but part of their job, besides helping you, is getting you to stay in college longer, because every counselor that I ever had at my community college and one at the university that I transferred to has not told me the truth, and I have had to backtrack and cover my butt because I didn't have all the right information. So if you can see more than one counselor, if you're not happy with your counselor, ask to see another one. It's your right. You pay thousands and thousands of dollars to go to this university or this community college. So you have a right to say, no, I would feel comfortable if I got a second opinion. That's my best advice. And stay on track. You know, have a class, and also, you know what, have a class that makes you happy. Like, if you need electives, I needed a ton of electives, so I got all my prereqs done, and then I pretty much spent like a whole year doing all the electives that I had to do, which was, you know, fun because it was a bunch of classes that I was interested in, that I got to like kind of see what I liked and what I didn't like, and get ideas of what I wanted to do with my life, or, you know, whatever. So have, when you're doing prerequisites, have a class that's like an elective just for fun, because you're going to have to do the electives anyway. You're going to have to do them anyway. So if you have like 3 classes that are like math, writing, or whatever, like a language class that you need, have like an art class, or like a dance class, or a fitness class, something that you're going to enjoy, because you're going to get really stressed out at times, and you're going to want that like class where you can just kind of decompress and relax. So that's my best advice for you, is go in there knowing what your degree needs and all the classes and credits that you need, and keep on track with that. Like, you know, keep a list and mark off and be like, okay, I only have like 40 credits left to get, and how long is it going to take me to do that if I take this many classes? Like, do the math. Do the math, break it down, see how long it's going to take you, see if you can fit it in with your work schedule. If you're a full-time student, just go for it. You got nothing else to do except for go to school, so go for it. And keep on track, because the counselors are not going to be as reliable as you think that they are. I'm sorry if you're a college counselor. I'm sorry, I don't mean to diss you. I've met a lot of terrible college counselors, and it's better to cover your butt and make sure that you're okay instead of listening to someone who may not have your best interest. So that's my advice for you guys. I hope that that is helpful for you if you're going into college, or if you are going back to college, because things have changed, and this is just what I have learned the hard way in the 3 years that I have been going to college. So yeah, I hope you guys all have a good school year. Mine's starting in, I think, like 9 days. Switching to a university, transferring from my community college, so I'm feeling a bit nervous. And I hope that everything goes well, and study hard and enjoy yourself, because, you know, it'll go a lot quicker if you enjoy yourself. Bye!